Welcome to this lesson on the 6 needs of mourning. What I want to talk to you about in this lesson is that there are these 6 basic needs that those who grieve need to have met. And the word mourning is chosen very intentionally. As you might remember, the difference between grief and mourning is that grief is the internal feelings, emotions, reactions that go on while you're grieving that are very important to pay attention to. But mourning, on the other hand, is what needs to happen externally, the outward expression of what's going on inside of you. These 6 needs are not met in isolation. They are met as you engage with and open yourself up to the pain of your loss and mourn with others in ways that expresses what's going on inside of you. It's awful easy to want to move away from our grief and the pain that goes along with that. But my encouragement to you is that you would find somewhere within you the courage to face what you're dealing with and to move forward with it. And in doing that, you will experience the healing and the life that you so much long for deep, deep down within you. Well, let's go through these 6 needs. The first one is there is a need acknowledging the reality of death. And these are in no particular order. They don't happen sequentially necessarily. You can deal with one need, or you can deal with one of the other needs at any particular time. This one is so important. It's so easy to want to push away fully embracing the reality that your loved one has died. But this is one of the needs that we need to be able to have met in conversation as we talk with other people who are listening to the struggle that we're having with dealing with the reality that the person is gone. So that's need number one, acknowledging the reality of the death. The second need that is a part of this process, part of this journey, is the need of embracing the pain of the loss. And this kind of goes back to the idea of we have a tendency to want to move away from pain, not towards pain. And it's a difficult decision for us to keep making, but it's the decision that is required for proper mourning to take place. Yes, we need to dose the pain that you're experiencing and not think you have to experience it all at once, but to take it in small bite-sized pieces as you take those baby steps one after the other. And there'll be lots of voices, people, family members who say, well, just carry on. Shouldn't you be back to normal by now? And we need to learn to tune out those voices and say to ourselves, no, I am still feeling the pain of loss, and I'm going to stay with that as long as I need to so that I grieve thoroughly and well. The third need, so we have acknowledging the reality of death, embracing the pain of loss, and then we have remembering the person who died. Do you still have a relationship with the person who has died? Of course you do. And here is the shift between the relationship you had with them while they were alive and this new relationship of memory that you want to form with them now that they're gone. And that can look like finding ways to keep that memory alive. For myself, I went from riding a tandem bike with my wife to riding a single bike by myself. And what I did to remember her and honor that memory is I put her name, her handwritten name, on the front of my bike so that every time I get on it, I can just look down there and I have a memory, a relationship of memory with my wife when I'm bike riding. Number 4, fourth need of those who are mourning is to develop a new self-identity. Your identity, my identity is determined by the roles and the relationships that we have. When somebody dies, the relationship you had with that, because of that person, changes. And in many, many cases, it's kind of ripped away from you. This identity is torn away and changed forever. So the challenge is to find, okay, who am I now? And what does a new identity look like? And it's looking around in your life and realizing that your identity is not just determined by one relationship, but it's determined by other areas that you are involved in, or people that you're connected with, or passions that you have. And it's learning to reframe and kind of rediscover, okay, who am I now? I know for myself, it was difficult to actually embrace this idea of widower. I didn't want that term because I didn't like it. But then eventually I realized, well, that's what they call me. A man who has lost his wife is a widower. So I accepted that that was an identity kind of descriptor. But then I went on to discover, well, who else am I? And what am I all about? Need number 5 is searching for meaning. We ask ourselves all kinds of questions when our loved ones die. Why did this happen? What am I supposed to do now? That person was so much a part of who I was and what brought meaning to my life. And it's a difficult journey to sort through all the pain and the struggle of losing a sense of purpose to discover, how do I find meaning in my life now? And that can be a journey of sort of rediscovering now what in your life can actually be meaningful. The 6th and final need of mourning is receiving ongoing support. And that's partly what grief groups can be that for many people. The challenge will be on an ongoing basis. Where will you find support to continue to really come alongside of you and allow you to keep telling those stories until you don't need to keep telling those stories of your loved one and of your loss? So these 6 needs of mourning are kind of mile markers. They are indicators of movement through this journey of grief. And so I'd encourage you just to be able to ask some of these reflective questions and discuss how these needs are interacting in your life and how you relate to them, considering where you feel you're at right now. Thanks for watching and have a great day.